Hey there guys, those are some crazy waves that I'm looking at right now. Now, just want to talk about a few things. We're in grandkids have gone, as if anyone follows the channel, grandkids have gone back. They'll be in New Zealand for 3 days, and we're just at my cousin's house, and his missus. His missus overseas. He's over here right now, but so we're just gonna chill here for a couple of days because there's no boats to Ewa until Friday. Oh, pardon me. Till Friday, so we can't go back till then. And so we've got to stay a couple of days here, chill out here for a few days, and I've got to get some stuff sorted out, so that's all right. That's a good thing. And in a way, you got to make the best of the worst, I guess. Right, for me, I want to go straight back home. I don't really want to stay in Tonga for too long. I want to get back to my animals and my land and house and that, and get back to work. Get back to looking after my plants and whatnot. Got a lot of work to do, so yeah, gotta go back. So anyway. So with the boats, and right now, Mondays, Fridays and Saturdays running to Ewa. In between the week, boats are going to Vava'u, Bay Vava'u at the moment, during the week. So that's why we don't have any transport over to Ewa during the week. That's why we're stuck here. The Onemato is down. That's one of the boats. So there's 3 boats in total that go to Ewa. There's the Onemato that's broken down. There's Malau, that's a new boat they bought last year. That's going really well. And then you've got the Vaumapa that's been there for a while. But that only runs now and again as well to Ewa. Yeah, so there are your 3 boats, and so if you're thinking of flying over during the week or at any time to Ewa or going to Ewa, it would be awesome to make sure that you got accommodation here in Tonga before you go over to Ewa. And sometimes the boats can change their schedules, and it's also with the plane as well. Fly here, even though you've planned it with Lulutai Airlines, that's their name, Lulutai Airlines, to go over to the main, go over to Ewa or wherever you're going in Tonga. Just be aware they can cancel their flights, and also just keep communication between the airlines or whoever you're dealing with to go overseas, to go over to another island. Keep that communication constant to make sure that you are updated all the time, and then you can sort of like plan a little bit better. But most of the time, their schedules are put online just the week before, one day like on a Saturday, and then for the next week. So it's not like a monthly schedule ahead, it's just a weekly schedule. I think the same with the airplanes, the air flights as well. So yeah, just be aware of that. And when you come over to Tonga, it's good to spend a good month to be able to see all the sites. Like if you're going to Ewa, at least a good week over there. If you're here during the whale season, at least a good 2 days diving with whales. And then the rest is tour of the island, all the sites over there. I recommend that with probably Vava'u as well, at least a week in the island. a week in Tonga if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine. There's a few sites over here in Tonga to see, but also to mix and mingle with the locals as well. And it's always good to have friends here and family to be able to go to help you out with where to go locally. I don't know if they have got a tourism sites and guides here in Tongatapu. And they know they don't have them in Eua either. So if you are able to get a guide, that's, you know, pay for the day. Pay for the day for the guides to show you around. Make sure you feed that person, give them food, pay for the day, show you around, get your bearings within 1 or 2 days. Maybe you have to pay for the next day, and then you might be able to go out on your own, hire a car and go out on your own, something like that. But yeah, with Eua, recommendation, guides. Someone that knows the land over there. Guys, if you're going to go beyond the reef, a guide. 100% a guide. Yes, all you guys that know how to dive and with safety and all that, that's all good and groovy, that's fine once you get out. But the reef system in Eua is quite dangerous. So the swells could just pop up like that and then you can't get back in. Or you get scratched up getting out and getting back in. So certain areas where you can get out and come back in. Certain things like that. So just be aware. It's better to get a guide to take you around. I mean, if you want to be in communication with myself, and I'll take you around for the day, but just make sure you plan ahead, because I could be busy at the time, so we don't want to mess that up. But yeah, or maybe I could find you someone that may be able to take you around. And it's good to find someone that's able to speak English, knows a little bit of history around the island, and to be able to take you to all the nooks and crannies that other people don't take the tourists, you know. Yeah, so there is that. What else should you know coming over just with transport and a little bit of stuff like that? Hotels, sometimes they can be overbooked to get here, they're already booked out. But there is a lot of guest houses, a lot of hotels that you can just move from one to another. But in peak season, in whale season, I'm not too sure. In whale season, how that in Eua whale season is pretty much booked out. But off season, yeah, over in Eua they don't have as many tourists. So yeah. So with the off season, you're fine. You'll be able to get a place, no problem whatsoever. But when it's peak season, with whale season, yeah, it's a little bit different. So with whale season this year went up to September, end of September, into November a little bit. You can still see the whales. Doesn't usually go that long, but it went a little bit longer this year. So from, I think it's June, July, all the way to September. Let's make it the beginning of September. Whale season, best time for whale season. Best time to see whales. And the good thing about whales over here, especially over in Eua, you can just stand from the land and see whales popping up. Or, you know, if you want to just observe them from land, you can. But if you want to go on a boat, it's going to cost you. I'm not too sure what they actually what the prices are. I probably can give you an update on that, but yeah, what I've heard, people have had some awesome times on the whale watching, to be able to swim with the whales, interact with the whales, and you get around about 30 minutes out there with them. So yeah, and that is a long time with a whale, to be honest. That's and it's awesome. Like the first time I had an interaction with a whale was when I was just diving along the reef, and you just see this massive whale just looking at me with his big eye, and it's just an awesome feeling. You know, a bit of a thrill. You know, when you go on those rides, you get that thrill. It's a bit like that. Just seeing this massive animal in the sea, just looking at you. You know, and me, even though they don't eat me or whatever, at that I was very new, and I was like freaking out a little bit, but you know, just watch it go past. Not freaking out like but just like in my heart went a little bit faster, you know. Just looking at it, I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. All I saw was like this massive bus going past. That's how it felt. That's how I saw it. It's like this huge animal going past in the water. But yeah, it's just an experience to have, seeing a whale in the water and swimming with them. Get an experience person to take you out, and you'll be fine. But yeah, always use a guide. Like I said, it's not illegal to go snorkeling, and if a whale comes past, that's not illegal, right? You're just snorkeling out there. But they usually are in the depth a little bit more. Sometimes I'll go along the reef in a little bit shallower areas, and where you are. But Eua is quite deep when it's past the reef. It just goes in levels, going down. So as soon as it goes out, reef, and then another level down, and then it might slowly go into the deep, something like that. So whales can swim just along that reef, just outside that reef. They can swim along there on a beautiful day. Yeah. So and sometimes they do. And like sometimes you just want to just jump out there because you see them right on the edge there. And it's heaps of fun. Spearfishing, I think there's one place that you can do that. I think it's in Eua. I do a lot of spearfishing now and again, just for food, for the family and friends, and for myself. But it's not game going for the big wahoos or marlin or anything, dog-tooth tuna. I'm just going for reef species along the reef, just for a feed. And yeah, I do all right there, just catching a feed for the family. So yeah, I've learnt certain areas, where to go, where not to go. Ha'aluma, I'll just tell you this story. With Ha'aluma, it is quite dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So I've driven along and I've seen this European guy. He's got scratches all up his face, both arms, both legs, and he's quite damaged quite severely, with his scratches and like skin coming off kind of thing, you know. And I was on his bicycle and he was coming back from Ha'aluma, and I'm like, what happened? Because I thought he'd fallen off his bike or something like that. I said, well, what's happened to you? Are you alright? You want me to take you to the hospital? And he's gone, I went for a swim outside the reef in Ha'aluma. And I'm going, mate, it's not a good choice to do that, especially if you don't know the reef. And he goes, yeah, I noticed that now. He's trying to come back in, so he got all scratched up on the reef. And people can die, like, if you don't know what you're doing and you don't know which part of the reef to come up on. So just be aware of that. Like, he's probably glad that he's alive, because it would have been a freaky experience. Even though you are experienced going out on the water, yeah, you might be experienced on the waters on the outside, diving really deep. When it comes to waves, probably the surfers are the best people to talk about with waves, tumbling you round and round. But once there's a reef in front of the reef, the water just smashes onto that reef. That wave smashes onto the reef. This reef is really sharp, and they've got gutters, and they can just chuck you under a reef, rock, whatever, and you can get stuck there and drown, you know. So be aware of that as well. So always ask information about when you're going out swimming. In the mainland here in the Wailofa, it's not too bad. There's no waves on the other side there, and it's a beautiful area to swim. That's fine. I don't know about snorkeling over there. I don't know are you allowed to spearfish around there? Not too sure. I don't think so, but you have to probably go out on a boat or something to do that kind of stuff. But all the local kids swim along the wharf and all that kind of stuff. That's fine. And in Eua wharf around that area, that's fine. But once you go out to the reefs area, yeah, high tide in the reef, swim around there if you want. You can still see plenty of fish. Outside the reef, a lot better. I usually go out on low tide and then come back in when the high tide's starting to come in, so I can just float over the reef. I usually have to walk out, jump in, and then float back in, swim all the way in. But yeah, just be aware, guys, of the safety around the island and where you are. I think I'll just leave it like that for now. And yeah, God bless you all with that. Take it easy. Bye for now.